Welcome to Kylo Farm, the Gombojavs family's little homestead in Palermo, Maine. You know, St. Therese was the youngest woman to ever take a vow as a Carmelite nun. And she championed what she called her little way. Well, that was her vocation to love, that all things to be done through love. She even said to pick up a pin for love and save a soul. You know, and years ago, God really called our family in particular, and me in particular, to this vocation to love, to move towards loving people, to connection, to being a manifestation of God's love in the earth, and being, God really called the Gombojavs family to be a bridge to people, to God's shalom. So that's what we're doing here, in this little piece of land, trying our best to manifest God's love and God's shalom to the community, to the world, to proclaim it to the heavens. And so we're taking this old farmhouse built in the 1830s and trying to bring new life to it, trying to work up this soil and cause fruitfulness. And it's a big project. This house hasn't been inhabited in several years, and it's got quirks, and it's got things that need to be fixed. But you know, the Gombojavs have never shied away from love or hard work. So here we are. And we've named this little place Kylo, meaning keep your love on. One of the ways St. Therese inspires us to love is an example she gave in her biography, Story of the Soul, of a fellow sister in a convent who was very annoying to St. Therese, apparently. She said when she sang behind her in the choir, it sounded like two shells broken together. Just grated on her last nerve. And she was so called to love that she made that sister her special project. But that sister would never know her feelings, bad feelings towards her, that she would always manifest love towards her. Where at the end of Therese's life, that other sister said that St. Therese was her dearest friend. That's the call to love, to come so much in the opposite spirit. You know, one day I was in church and I was praying and I was on my knees, and it was just the presence of the Lord was so strong. And I was weeping, and I felt the Lord say, fill up what is lacking. And it reminded me of that verse in the Bible which says we are called to make up what is lacking in the sufferings of Christ. And I said, Lord, okay, I'm willing. And I felt like God said, okay, a vocation to love, to really be called to love as our primary calling in life. And I felt an impartation of that at that moment. And it was shortly after that our family together read a book called Keep Your Love On, written by Danny Silk. And it called us to move to a different level of communication with one another, different level of moving towards, even in the face of conflict, to heal and to understand and meet each other's needs, to set loving boundaries with ourselves and with others. And it's a tall order, but one that our family is set to pursue in this place that God has given us. So here we are. Let me give you the little tour of our main house here. And we have a bunch of outbuildings over there, which we will get to in a minute. But this has been a flurry of activity in the last 2 weeks. Pulling out foundation stones and resetting them, and painting and windows, roof, just repairing, and clearing the land. When we came, it was waist high in goldenrod. So this is our friend Neil and our friend John and my son Israel, and we are working on creating some windows for the cellar. Someday I want to work as hard as my 2-year-old. John and Israel are working on putting doors on what will be, I think, the cheese-making house and a little commercial kitchen for my daughters who are pastry chefs in the making. We have here various outbuildings. I think the little red building here, I think, because we'll see as we go, but I think that will be where I will be aging and curing cheeses. And over here is the barn. Here's the chicken coop. Over there is a goat barn, sheep barn. Here's another barn. Not sure exactly what we're going to put in here. Maybe some hogs. Who knows? A little close to the house for hogs, perhaps. We have what was a horse stable. Hey, look, here's a donkey.
I'm not a donkey. This is a horse stable for horses. If I was going to be an animal, I'd be a giraffe.
Farm boys.
Technically, the other ones are all just statues, I guess.
We have several apple trees here, in addition to the one I picked from in the front. This is a berry patch, wildly overgrown, but once it's tamed, some very delicious raspberries that we had the first day we were here. There's some elderberry growing up in there, inside. Here in the front, there's a peach tree or two. They had peaches when we first came here, but we've eaten those up. So this is the original well from this house, hand-dug well. We measured it on the first day we were here. It was about 15 feet deep. When we first came, the water pump wasn't working because it had been off for a while, all winter. So we dug down. We had to draw water from here with a bucket, which is awfully fun. It makes you feel very little house on the prairie. But throughout this learning about our land, as we've been picking fruit that was growing and drawing water from a well and all these things, it reminded us of when the Lord promised that He would bring His people into a land that He'd provided for them, that they would drink wine from vineyards they didn't plant, and food from gardens that they did not plant, drink water from a well that they did not dig. We really feel God's tremendous blessing on this place as God has provided things for us and caused us to come into a fruitful place where really we're not just creating fruitfulness from nothing, but we are participating with the fruitfulness that God's already provided in this place. And it's a place of blessing and a place that we pray that we can be good stewards of that blessing and cause it only to grow so we can offer it back to the Lord as our gift to Him in response to His gift to us.